Society starts on a massive moonlit mansion as our protagonist, Bill Whitney, played by Billy Warlock, wanders the halls of his home in a state of frightened confusion. He hears a woman scream, men laughing, and he's generally feeling pretty freaked out here, until his mother turns on the light.
Bill?
Oh, he's just having another nightmare. But why is Bill having nightmares anyway? I mean, he's handsome and charismatic, he's a member of a highly respected family, he's got a loyal BFF and a smoking hot idiot GF, and has a close relationship with his sister, Jenny, who is about to have her coming out party, where she is presented to high society. And he is also apparently a superhuman athlete, considering the fact that he can dunk a basketball and is only 5'7". By the way, this is what it actually looks like when someone who is 5'7" dunks a basketball. Holla at my short kings. But despite Bill being a bona fide baddie, he's overcome by a foreboding sense of dread, as he tells his therapist,
I feel like something's gonna happen. And if I scratch the surface, there'll be something terrible underneath.
There's a part of Bill, sometimes called Billy, that feels like he doesn't quite fit in. Not with the other rich kids at school, and certainly not with his parents.
They don't approve of me, okay? They don't accept my friends. Hell, they don't even look like me.
And his suspicion only grows stronger as he continues to experience weirder and weirder things, culminating in Jenny's creepy stalker ex-boyfriend, David Blanchard.
I've got something you gotta hear.
Showing Bill secret audio recordings that seem to reveal some sort of incestuous dynamic between his parents and his sister.
First we dine, then copulation. Someone your own age first, then with your mother and me.
And with the broader rich and powerful community at large. Almost like an orgy of the opulent, a sex soiree of the sophisticated, if you will. P and pussy pumping of the prosperous, ass eating of the aristocracy, wiener whacking of the wealthy, face fucking of the filthy rich. Whatever you want to call it, it's gross.
What the hell are they doing?
After hearing all this, Bill is like, WTF, Blanchard? He tries to talk to his GF about it, but all she can think about is not getting invited to the big party of the super cool, super rich kid, Ferguson.
And stop worrying about that stupid party.
Wow. It may seem stupid to you, but I want to go.
Is that all you think about? Parties and social status?
Bill even goes to his therapist, and he's like, listen to this fucking shit, dude, and gives him the tape. But the next day, the therapist plays back the tape, and suddenly, all the freaky stuff is gone.
I don't understand.
And now it's Bill whose behavior needs to be checked.
If you don't follow the rules, Billy, bad things happen.
What is happening? Is Bill going crazy? Was it all in his head? Well, when Blanchard turns up dead in an apparent accident under suspicious circumstances.
Look, officer, something is definitely wrong.
Get the hell out of here.
No, you don't understand.
Get the hell out of here.
Bill realizes that he's gonna need to face off against the police, the richy rich entitled pricks at school, his therapist, and even his own family to unravel this mystery, culminating in the terrifying revelation that his deepest fears have been true all along.
I am not your mother.
Jesus, Bill, you never were one of us.
Who are you?
His so-called family has been engaged in a Billy's age-long conspiracy in coordination with the other members of the aristocracy.
We'll have that special treat we've been hearing so much about. A wonderful specimen, in his prime.
To gather for something truly horrifying, to collectively consume and devour Billy, feed off him, suck him dry, and absorb his life force in a grotesque orgy of depraved debauchery they call the Shunt.
I do love the smell of the hunt and the taste of the shunt.
So where do we even start with this sticky, icky casserole of body horror, cheesy and over-the-top execution, and insightful and poignant social criticism? Let's zoom way out. That's not what I meant, and I think you know that. So not all that long ago, before capitalism became the default social and economic system across the world, most societies in the West operated under a feudal system, a social and economic structure by which kings and queens bestowed land and wealth upon the nobility, who in turn ruled over the peasants, who were required to pay homage to and provide labor and food for their noble lords.
I order you to be quiet.
All right, who does he think he is?
I'm your king.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Under this paradigm, power and status in society was not determined by merit or work ethic, but by what family you were born into. Nobility was a birthright. But as changes in technology ushered in the Industrial Revolution and Enlightenment thinking spread across the Western world, a new and growing class of folks who owned the means of production, also known as capitalists or the bourgeoisie, wanted their piece of the pie too, and spearheaded a series of political revolutions and policy changes that ushered in our current era of liberalism and capitalism. Under this system, in theory at least, all men are created equal and endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. And this meant, in theory, and I can't stress that word enough, that society was now a meritocracy, where your success was determined by your hard work and talent, not by your family name. But of course, this did not stop the wealthy elite from entrenching their wealth and power into this new system. Consider the fact that the greatest predictor of whether or not a person grows up to be rich is whether or not their parents are rich.
Just remember, Whitney, we don't lose. What are you gonna do, rig the election or something?
You don't have to. Martin Hugh was born to lead.
Because wealth, of course, is an intergenerational transfer. Through gifts and inheritance and connections, wealth is passed down, where it can grow from one generation to the next. And we live in a nation where that wealth translates directly into power, an arrangement the wealthy created for themselves by manipulating our politics.
We may have an internship for you this summer in Washington.
Turns out that family name continues to play an enormous role in determining the outcomes of our society. BT dubs, I'm sorry I'm using the word society so much, especially in a movie called Society, but it just so happens to be the best word I can use to relay what I'm trying to communicate about society.
Society? What do you mean, society? Not here.
So anyway, society exemplifies the power of the family name and the obsession with good breeding by using the narrative device of incest.
We're just one big happy family, except for a little incest and psychosis.
If Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know?
Which simultaneously highlights the perverse nature of these freaks' philosophy, while also being a very real aspect of how many of these noble families were able to maintain and justify their power over the centuries.
Home a little early tonight, don't you think so, Mother?
They kept it in the family, as it were.
If you have any edible fantasies you'd like to indulge in, Billy, now's the time.
It also shows how these lecherous leftovers of feudalism continue to operate within our current system of capitalism. This philosophy is sometimes referred to as neo-feudalism, a belief that there are certain people that ought to have an inordinate share of wealth and power by virtue of their virtue. Virtue leads to wealth, and wealth is evidence of virtue.
I don't know what's going on here, but I don't appreciate it.
And there is a parallel and supporting belief among these circles of bigots and freaks that the qualities of virtue, intelligence, and success are actually genetic, hereditary qualities.
It's a matter of good breeding, really.
And so, ipso facto, those with the most favorable genetic lineage should be in charge of society.
People are what they are.
There is still a very real sense among many elites that their wealth and status is their birthright.
Now, some people make the rules and some people follow the rules. It's a question of what you're born to.
And it's worth noting that the elite are using a bit of doublespeak when they use the term society in this movie.
You know, you really deserve what's going to happen to you, you know. What's going to happen? You're going to make a wonderful contribution to society.
When they say the term society, they're really only referring to themselves, a group they simply call society.
How is our newest confirmed member of society?
You have to learn to accept society's rules.
But to them, anyone who doesn't belong to that inner circle of the aristocracy has no value.
You're a different race from us, a different species, a different class. You're not one of us.
They are not a part of society. They're not afforded any more moral consideration than a cow on its way to slaughter.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would,
this is a long hesitation.
But these elites are not indifferent toward their fleshy prey. They don't disregard them. They devour them. They don't just shun them. They get off on shunting them, which, believe me, is way worse. I mean, Billy's fake parents raised him for 18 years just so that everyone in society can get together for this ritualistic orgy to suck the very life force from his body and soul. That is an enormous commitment.
Anything for society.
These lords and ladies of the gentry merge into a monstrous lasagna of body horror disgustingness to collectively siphon off the essence of their lower class prey, like a mangled network of bloodthirsty greedies. They goon out so hard on sucking their victims dry that they literally melt into a syrupy pile of organs. The incredible makeup design by Screaming Mad George, yeah, you heard that right, creates a downright artistic expression of the decadence clearly inspired by images of the Roman Bacchanalia. And you see this dynamic at play all the time in our real society. Turn on Fox News any day of the week to see their anchors downright giddy when they are engaged in the act of shitting on the poor.
Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
And on a broader scale, our society is not just designed to keep rich people rich, but to keep poor people poor. There is a reason that being poor is actually incredibly expensive. And all this lays bare the sinister lie at the heart of capitalism, that it is a system where success is based on merit, when in fact, there are entire industries designed specifically to profit off of poverty and funnel that profit toward a select few individuals. The feudal system we claim to have moved on from is really still with us in many ways. And the 80s was a time when wealth inequality was starting to skyrocket, a trend that has continued through today.
What's going on? Didn't you know, Billy boy? The rich have always sucked off low-class like you.
In the climax to society, our hero, Bill/Billy,
Bill, the bastard, Whitney,
challenges his nemesis, the Wonder Boy rich kid Ferguson, to a mano-y-mano battle to the death.
You and me, man to man. Well, a slave revolt.
And it seems that the members of the aristocracy are so high on their own supply that they could not possibly conceive of the idea that perhaps a peasant with inferior breeding could actually prevail in this fight.
Told you, Whitney. We don't lose.
But in this case, Bill Whitney does prevail and gives Ferguson a taste of his own medicine by turning him inside out in an image that I can't show you for fear of getting banned from this platform, but nonetheless exposes the repulsive rot within society. And yet, as he escapes with his middle-class BFF and his new class traitor GF, our society of fiends could care less. They will continue on, sucking the life out of the lower class as if it's their birthright.
It looks as though I may have an opening in Washington next summer.
Hiya freaks, thank you so much for watching this video. Now this video was a clip from a larger video essay, so if you really like this video, make sure to go to my channel and then check out the full video to see the full analysis. Press that like button, you can subscribe to the channel, there's a bell notification, and now there's a hype button. They're just adding more and more buttons for you to press, and please press the buttons. Also, if you want to check out my new videos, get early access, go to patreon.com/Manboynice. And, of course, hit the daisy button.